You're just joining us. Welcome back here to the NASA Kennedy Space Center. A special guest joining us, Congressman Mike Haridopolos. Thank you so much for joining us here at the press site today.
Thanks, Zach. Great to be here.
First and foremost, what are your feelings? We've got a moon crew on a fully fueled rocket, and we're just over 3 hours from liftoff.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. As you know, I represent this area of the United States Congress. I also chair the Space Committee in Congress, and this is just a thrilling day for America. It shows that anything is possible in the United States as we're heading back to the moon for the first time since 1972. And in a couple of years, we'll be landing back on the moon, showing again when Americans put their heart on something, they're going to get it done.
How special is it that this is happening during America 250? It's on the rocket. We've got the flag with you. It's a special year for America.
It sure is, and I couldn't be more thrilled. And this, the story of America, right? We're can-do people, especially when we work together. And I'm happy to report, after all this partisanship we see in Washington, D.C., that Republicans and Democrats are coming together to solve problems. You see these brave astronauts who are going to make their way around the moon in about 4 or 5 days, hopefully. And I'm expecting great things. I think it's the start of things to come. And we've got an amazing new administrator, Jared Isaacman, who has really taken the helm here in NASA in a positive way. And, of course, the president is the guy who created the Space Force. And so we are all in with space, and we know how important this is to our everyday lives.
It's amazing to see the advancements just in the last 10 years of how everyone is getting so excited in space. And as you said, the administration and the new administrator, just last week, we had the NASA Ignition event that really took what visions we had before and lit them on fire and said, let's go do them right now. Can you talk us through just this jump that we're going to go from this to testing a lunar lander to having a moon base and a permanent presence, hopefully in the next 3 to 4 years, and why that's so important to America and ultimately the world?
Well, I love these ambitious plans put forth, and it really is a can-do attitude. And I believe that politics to me has always been the art of the possible. Same thing here at space. The technology, as you put perfectly, has really come a long way in a short period of time. And I think that if we focus our energy on this moon mission, eventually moon colony, that we can make it happen. It's not going to be easy. As they like to say, space is hard, and it is. And we're the only nation still to this day who's ever landed astronauts on the moon. But I think we're going to make this happen. We're moving some things around. We've decided to move away from the gateway, and we're going to focus on landing on the moon and eventually creating that colony. And I really actually think we need to beat the Chinese there. They don't share our passion for the environment. And you can only imagine what they might be doing to the moon if they get there first, especially with that water on the South Pole, because that's going to be important not just for energy, but just to keep that purity as we think of new ways to utilize this potential asset.
Yeah, a lot of people ask, why are we spending all this time, all this money into this? What would you say to those people and how their life is actually being impacted by this? So much from Apollo and Shuttle does impact our daily life.
Look, I think the future is bright. I mean, think about the technology you and I are enjoying right now to talk to the rest of the world. It's because we learned in space. These satellites, tens of thousands of them that circle the Earth today, allow us to communicate instantly, and it allows us to communicate not just with audio, with video as well, and make the world a closer place. And the technologies that came in medicine, the technologies that come, of course, in engineering and math, this is how we do things. And sometimes you need to take on those challenges and see where the world takes you. But in the end, this is all to make the world on Earth better. And that's where the focus is. And, of course, we've invested a lot of money in it, but the rewards are tenfold. And I think there's no doubt about that. Plus, we're explorers. We're people who came onto this earth to really make a difference. And clearly, the United States and Canada today will be making that difference as they launch into the heavens. And we'll be further away from the earth than we've ever been before. And as you know, we'll still have that blackout, the dark side of the moon, for about 30 minutes or so. But new technologies will come in a few years. We'll have satellites around the moon. We won't have the dark side of the moon because of these new technologies. And those kind of innovations will change our world in the long run for the better.
Yeah, it's amazing. NASA say that their furthest point, it'll be like holding a basketball, will be the moon, and then Earth off in the distance. And it's just an amazing idea. What are you most excited for? What are you mostly focused on now that gets you most excited?
Well, my job as now a member of Congress is to make sure that we put all the pegs in place so this is a success. We're going to put a lot of resources into this. We want to have the best plan possible. We're going to look at it closely to save every dollar we can and still find success. But the big difference between now and many years ago is that we have some amazing public-private partners in place today, and they're putting new technologies in front of us. And when those two technologies work together, it really makes a difference. And so the NASA is learning a lot from the private sector, and the private sector is learning a lot from NASA. But the one common element is safety first. And Americans really want to protect our astronauts, let alone the Canadians. And I think that if we put our focus on this issue, we can win. Sometimes in space, we want to do many things at once. I think that what Jared has done in a really smart way said, we are going to be landing on the moon. Let's put all of our resources there. And as you know better than I, we need to make sure that lander is ready in 2028 to find success.
Absolutely. That's why Artemis II getting kind of pulled back from a lander mission or a landing mission to a lander test mission in orbit to make sure when we do make that jump to go to a landing, we do so safely. One question I've heard from many people in our chat before is, obviously with the politics of space, there's a lot to it. We normally see an administration change. We normally see a new administrator. How can you see this new vision and direction that Jared's setting in that, maybe he can be administrator into another administrator no matter where the election goes, or that we set NASA onto a path that it really doesn't matter when an administration changes. We don't lose this momentum that we now have.
Well, I think you're exactly spot on. We need to keep the momentum going. I mean, as I mentioned before, the good news is that Republicans and Democrats are on board. I just passed a major bill in our committee where we talked about what's called NASA reauthorization. Republicans and Democrats came together in the House and the Senate to create that bill. I expect it passing this year. And that hopefully will give it the continuity necessary, as you put it so well, that when we put this plan in place, it stays in place, because we've seen some fits and starts through the year. But I think there, as you're seeing with this incredible crowd today, I think we're going to have almost 500,000 people out watching this launch of our brave heroes. Is that this is the next phase. We talked a lot about it, maybe a new space station. I think people have really captured the imagination of, did you ever think you have a colony on the moon? Now we have the technology to actually make it happen. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make that a reality.
Well, thank you for what you do. What makes you most excited about space? What gets you fired up about space?
Well, what gets me fired up is just the idea that we're going to make the world a better place. And we're going to enjoy more technologies and new innovations to improve our quality of life. That's why we're operating in government every day. It's to protect your life, liberty, and property, right? And so if we're doing great things in space, it's going to ultimately improve our quality of life here on Earth. And yes, there's a lot of R&D invested in these, but I think you're going to see a multifold return. And again, I can't stress enough, look at this technology around us that we have at our fingertips today, not just the big companies, but you and I. And that's the kind of innovation that's necessary to change the world and provide for a higher quality of life. And this is just a stepping stone. We're just getting started today, and can't wait to have many conversations with you in the years to come.
I look forward to it. If you could say something to the crew right now, they're suited up, they're in the capsule, what would you say?
Well, I'll tell you what, these folks are American heroes. I asked the question a lot of times today, would you ever take a ride? I said, I'd love to come a ride, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to cut in line with these superstars, and they've earned their spots there. You can only imagine how competitive to be in there. But Godspeed to these folks. These folks are putting literally their lives on the line because they believe in the mission. And we know the challenges we face with the Challenger in Columbia and other incidents that have taken place. But space is hard. But we know if we're gonna push the envelope, we gotta put our best and brightest in those spots, and these folks are ready to take that on, and can't wait to welcome them back in about 10 days.
That's amazing. Congressman, thank you so much for your time. I know you got a busy day, so thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for what you all do every day to promote space and innovation, and we look forward to a future conversation.
Thank you. Look forward to it. Thank you so much.